Good afternoon and welcome to Mallorca Life. And on this wonderful sunny afternoon, I have my first interview with someone with a bit of history, a bit of a legend from the UK, and his name is, introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Leapy Lee. My leaping days are over. It's rather more creepy Lee at the moment, but you know, that's the way it goes with age, I suppose.
So one of the things I wanted to ask you first of all is, tell us your real name, and then tell us how you got the name, because I've heard there's an interesting story how the
well, brother, I mean, I'm Lee Graham is my name. It's quite posh, really.
Very.
When I first started in the business, of course, you're going for auditions, and you can't take up a regular job, because with a regular job you're lumbered. You can't take time off, and so you have to do what you can. So I had so many different occupations. I had 2 bingo halls. I had a shopping and a stall in the Portobello Road Market. I had another one in the North End Road Market, and they just said that I was leaping from job to job. Excuse me. And that's where it came from.
That's a brilliant, yeah. I thought that was the story, that you were basically leaping from jobs to jobs. So a quick one. How young are you, Leapy?
86 I am.
86-year-old and still
87
performing.
soon.
And you're going to be performing again this year as well?
Be trying to perform, yes.
I mean, we watched you just along here with my mum and dad. It wasn't the last summer, the summer before when they were over. Yeah. They saw your poster and they're like, Leapy Lee, we've got to go and see Leapy Lee. And we sat there, I came over and introduced
that's right.
And I introduced my mum, she got a photograph with you. And she loved it. It was and you still had so much energy for your age. As a performer myself, I'm only a couple of years younger than you. But just to see that you still had that passion and enthusiasm.
A couple of years younger. More than that.
Right, so I was going to ask you about your sort of history of being married, and are you currently with someone? Are you single? Or tell us a little bit about your love life over the years.
How long you got? About 3 hours.
We just you can tell us the dirty stuff later, but just
no. I'm when I was very young, actually. I started living with my lovely first wife when I was 18.
Wow,
we lived together. And we had our first child when I was 21. I was 22, I think it was. She's 65 now, 64 now, my oldest. I've got 6, of course.
Wow.
We went on from there, really. I married her, of course, when the time seemed right. We were very happy for years, 30 years, and then I went with somebody else.
So you were naughty?
I was a naughty boy, and one thing led to another, and we divorced.
Are you still friends? Do you still speak?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, that's good.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's good that you
older
did,
than me too. And then I met a second one, which here on Mallorca, actually, oddly enough, who I married, but I've been separated from for some 10 years now.
Is that the one that was on? Is that the one that was on the TV show?
Yeah, Pauline. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the TV shows a little bit further down. So obviously you've got a good relationship with your children. Do they ever come over?
Wonderful, yeah.
Do they come over to Mallorca much?
Well, 4 of them were born here.
Amazing.
2
have any of them stayed here, or have they ventured?
It's still here, yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
2 are in Ireland. I've got another couple in Ireland. They're all fabulous. I love them all equally.
Well, that's great. I'm exactly the same with my 2 as well. So when you were growing up, was it always singing that was your inspiration, or because I've heard that you were a bit of a sort of multi-talented entity?
It was acting I wanted to do. I didn't want to know about singing. I didn't mind singing if it was involved with the acting.
And you've done comedy as well, I heard.
I like comedy, but I like straight acting more. And I went into 3 or 4 West End productions, actually. Everything I got into seemed to last for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I had one of the questions here was to tell me about the West End stage productions, because you were in quite a few, weren't you?
I was with Joan Littlewood in Sparrows Can't Sing. Joan, who was a very big name in theatre at the time, she was the instigator of all the shows on television. Unfortunately, just after I joined her, not long after I joined her, she had a row with London management, or all terribly like that. And they said that they wanted to close Sparrows Can't Sing from the West End and put in The Miracle Worker, because they were fed up with kitchen sink dramas, they called it. And that was the end. And Joan said, well, up yours, I'm off. And she went off to South Africa and never worked in the UK again, because that affected me, because she'd already picked me out.
Oh, bless.
And I was ready to rock and roll, you know, but unfortunately, that's the way it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I do love acting. It's one of them things, you've either got it or you haven't. If you've got that bug.
I think I've been a far better actor than singer, actually, because it was what I wanted to do from school, child.
Have you actually done any like TV acting or anything, or is it always just?
I've done quite a lot, you know, only bits and pieces, nothing big, unfortunately. Although Sparrows Can't Sing was a big part in the West End, and a couple of others. Names escape me.
I read about that you were one of the first rock and roll performers to perform at the London Palladium. Is that correct?
I was the first.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That must have been a real big achievement.
Well, it wasn't really, because the producer of the show was in 1958, I might add. The producer, and nobody's been there before that. It was they were all around the corner in the Gioconda and these places. There was Music Through the Ages.
Right.
It was called, but the producer hated the new rock and roll.
Rock and roll, yeah.
Didn't like it at all. So we started off with 4 songs, and we finished up with just the one.
Right.
A whole lot of woman. Takes a whole lot of woman just to keep my baby happy. It was just out.
Right.
It just became a hit, and he hated rock and roll.
Was it because rock and roll was a bit too saucy at the time or something?
Oh, well, no, he just didn't like the music. He
weird.
wanted minuets and all that sort of thing. So they did a thing, Music Through the Ages, and they got up to rock and roll, and he just cut us right down to one song. So we did one song. Not only did he cut us to one song, he also cut us out of the programme and the finale.
Oh, that must have annoyed you.
We didn't do either. Well, it was ridiculous, because we were bringing the place down with one rock and roll song. I remember Tommy Steele coming and sitting in one of the boxes and absolutely going, because he'd not done much at the time, you know what I mean? And so I was the first.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So when did the change from acting and West End come into you finding somebody who was a record company or a management that saw your potential as a singer?
Well, because singing at the time was all happening.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, that was the name of my first record, too, It Was All Happening.
Oh.
Singing it was easier to get into singing, because everybody wanted singers, everybody wanted rock and rollers, everybody wanted skiffle. Everybody wanted it. It was much easier than acting, which was still a bit sort of highbrow and a bit, you know. And of course Joan had gone, you know, she'd gone to South Africa, and so it was easier, and I found myself just going into it and getting the work. You could get work by being a singer.
So the Little Arrows wasn't your first single?
No,
because that was the
It's All Happening was my first single.
And how well did that one do?
Tony Hatch, it did very well actually. Tony Hatch produced it.
Right.
You know, he wrote Coronation Street.
I didn't know that. No, that's,
And
so was it top 40, top 20? What?
No, the charts were very funny in those days. I can't remember what the charts were in those. It was in there somewhere, but it wasn't terribly high. But it did okay.
It did okay, yeah.
Got me a couple of tellies, anyway, which I hadn't done before. So it was a bit of experience.
So who wrote or give you the Little Arrows song, which obviously is the song that a lot of people will always remember you for? When did that one actually come onto your lap, and when did you think this is a song?
That was in '68. I'd already been in the game for many years, trying to get a hit by then, but we'd been working.
Yeah.
But then that's because when I had all the jobs as well, you know, that's when I became Leapy.
Yeah.
I wasn't Leapy Lee with the first record, but I was certainly Leapy Lee with the second one. And it was so much easier to work, and I found myself going into singing. What was the question? You asked me a question
about who actually give you the song. Did somebody ring you up and say, we've got you a song?
No, I was out one day and I was going around the music companies because I realised that as a singer you needed a song.
Yeah. And you didn't write that much yourself then?
I did. I wrote It Was All Happening, my first one. I like writing, but I always thought, you know, go elsewhere if you can and get what you can.
Yeah.
I went into Chapel's Music one lunchtime and just to see if they had any songs. And I went at lunchtime because I could use their telephone because I didn't have one at home, and you could use theirs. phone all the people you wanted to phone. And I met Albert Hammond in there, and he was looking a bit down and out, although he wasn't down and out, but he didn't look that sharp, but he was just bumming around trying to sell his songs. And he said to me, and I said, well, we were at lunchtime, they've got a record player there, you know, so I said, let's have a listen. So we put them on, and one of them was Little Arrows. And I said, I truly do like that one, so I think I can do something with that one.
So straight away you felt the connection?
Straight away. I'm a good chooser of records. I always have been. For other people, generally. But anyway, and I told him that I knew Gordon Mills. I knew Gordon, you see, Gordon Mills, who had Tom Jones and that's the name, just about Engelbert. Yeah. And he was a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, an old friend of mine. And you know, all the early, Gordon was a manager of the mid-50s, Duffy Power and all those people.
So Little Arrows, what did you have to get a band in the studio? What was it like in them days?
No, I said I'll find Gordon Mills, so I played it to Gordon, and I remember Albert wanted it back. He phoned me up and said, give it back. So I said, well, because he only had one demo of it. So I gave it back, but I played it to Gordon one night on the guitar, because I'd learnt it. And he said, we'll do that next week. Being Welsh, of course.
Oh, brilliant.
And the next week we did it in his studio, because by then he was earning enough for his own studio and his house, actually. Because he had Tom. He didn't have any, he had just about had Engelbert. And we did it. And that was it, really. It actually slept for about 3 months. It didn't happen for 3 months.
Nice.
I thought it was all over.
So you just thought it had sort of nothing had happened with it?
Died. And I was sitting in my terrible garret once in Paddington, in the one-room awful place in the railway siding, and bless her, Mary had gone, my wife then, of course, with 2 children as well, had gone home to Ireland to stay for a while. And I looked in the Daily Mirror, which I'd got from somewhere, and I looked at the charts, the top 20, and it was number 13.
So that's how you found out?
That's how I found out.
Yeah, the olden days were no social media. That's incredible. Right, so here I am with the incredible Leapy Lee, who which will always probably be described as a one-hit wonder, even though you had other songs.
No, I had Good Morning afterwards. It got to 21 in the charts.
Well, that's
high in the top 100.
Well, that's not a one-hit wonder then, is it?
And I had 2 number ones in South Africa and 2 number ones in Australia.
That's amazing.
So I was doing all right. Yeah. England and
So tell me what happened in England, something that changed things for you.
Well, I got nicked, basically.
And what happened? Because I've just heard about
I got involved in a fracas in a pub with Diana Dawes' husband. Were they married then? I don't think they were married then. Her boyfriend, who started the whole thing off.
Was he a troublemaker, like?
Oh yeah. And I finished up actually taking the blame for a lot of it. Well, not all of it, because he got time as well. But I pleaded guilty to something I hadn't done.
Just to try and get a lesser sentence?
Tricked into it by Dawes and her lawyer.
Oh my God.
And they said that the best thing for me was to plead guilty, because they dropped all the charges, unlawful wounding, and got the one they hadn't dropped was unlawful wounding, and they dropped everything else, called them a fracas, all that sort of thing. If I'd plead guilty to the one, and her lawyer was also dealing with her husband or her boyfriend, and it was better for him to plead guilty.
Right.
Because he hadn't actually done it. Coffee house, we're having a nice coffee coming up, which is exactly what we need.
Lovely coffee here.
Yeah, thank you very much. Gracias. So
we're just at the Fergus Style Hotel in Palmanova, but I'll tell you more about Ali. That beautiful hotel, by the way. Yeah. So that must have been.
Well, and he tricked me. He said, if you plead guilty, you won't get anything. You've got no previous. I had no previous record at all. Nothing.
You never did anything.
Nothing. And I know. He said the worst. I said, what's the worst thing can happen to me if I plead guilty to the one charge? He said, well, the worst thing happened was about 3 months. So I said, I don't want to go to prison at all. And he said, no, but the chances of that are so slim. You've got heavy fines, you've got all sorts of
Sounds
things.
like you were totally tricked
I
into
was
that.
cool.
That's shocking, that, like.
So because it was better for Dawes' husband, she bent my ear, of course, Dawes,
Yeah.
naughty girl she was. And I agreed to plead guilty to the one charge. I finished up getting 3 years, 9 months. Thanks very much.
You didn't end up doing the full 3 years, did you?
No, I got all my time off for good behaviour.
Yeah, well that's
But
great.
I did a year and 2 weeks, it didn't help.
It's a long time for something that you've
Well, it
just...
didn't help the career either.
No, exactly. Yeah, I heard that after that people were probably like looking at you and thinking, we don't want to touch this guy.
Well,
He's got a
no,
bad
I was a
reputation.
child's entertainer. I was doing lots of kiddies programs, lots of kiddies television, Shoe Pot and all people like that. You know,
So did you have to move? Did you have to move country or?
I did. In the end, I went out to work again. Then I went into production. I didn't produce any. I got one on top of the pops. One of my productions, just pick of the week or something. Not that. Ready, Steady, Go. Was it Ready, Steady, Go?
It wasn't Ready, Steady, Go.
Ready, Steady, Go. And I did quite fairly well, but not well enough. And I went out to work on the road, but it was Leapy Lee who was suddenly Leapy the attacker.
Yeah, that's a horrible reputation to have. When
good.
You know, just from one stupid.
From children's entertainer to stabber,
Yeah.
basically what they called me. Although but I didn't get stabbed, he just got cut in the arm when he was trying to hit me with his pole. But that's another thing.
Right.
And so I went to South Africa.
South Africa?
Did I go to South Africa?
Did you go to Saudi Arabia?
I went to Saudi Arabia. I went to South Africa to try it out, didn't like it. Then I went to Saudi Arabia, I finished up there for 8 years.
Which part of Saudi Arabia?
Jeddah.
Was it a nice place to live?
I loved it.
Did you?
Aye. Well, we were all new. We were pioneers.
Right.
I dropped Leapy Lee altogether. I became Lee Graham. I dropped nobody.
What were you doing in Saudi Arabia? Just entertaining, singing?
Everything. I formed a band there, yeah.
All right.
But we got stopped and I was taking shows out there. I took Joe Longthorne out there actually,
All right.
before we made it.
So was it a good time financially for you, Saudi Arabia?
Terrific, but
Right.
I wanted to play to the Arabs. I didn't want to play to all the English, all the Americans were out there working.
Right.
They lived in compounds, surrounded by walls.
Right.
They weren't allowed to go around.
Right.
But they didn't have any entertainment. There was no television, no nothing. So we were going in there and entertaining, but it was only 1 or possibly 2 nights a week. Well, it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
I wanted to crack the Arab market,
Yeah.
and I did manage to crack the Arab. I got a job for my band, and the whole show. It was a show. No women, of course. It was a show, and a comedian and that sort of thing. And I got a job in a beautiful restaurant called Layla wa Layla, which is 1,001 nights in Arabic. Just for if you want to learn Arabic, ask Leapy. And he booked me. He said, next time you bring to here. And the money he was paying me paid for the lot.
Brilliant.
It paid for the airfares, it paid for the wages, it paid for the accommodation, it paid for everything. So when I bought a show back, a bigger show, I went into him and I said, here we are. He said, we got the problem. I said, what's the problem? And King Fahd, who was actually Prince Fahd at the time, who was the Crown Prince, had stopped it. Unveiled women in the audience was the reason for that. So there I am lumbered with a whole show over there.
And you couldn't work it.
And it couldn't work.
Oh
it.
no.
Yeah.
So what was your personal life and your sort of party life like in Saudi Arabia? Does it?
Oh, I went into all sorts of things after that.
Did you have loads of
Whatever you could think of, you'd have loved it. Whatever you could think of, you could do, because all they had was money.
Yeah.
They didn't have anything
and
else.
they kind of still do, don't they? It just moves around in different
They're
parts.
just the same now. They don't do anything. All they've got is money. The Arabs, Saudis anyway.
Yeah.
All they've got is money, and a lot of it.
Yeah.
But that's all they do have. They don't make anything, build anything. Somebody else does all that, and they pay for it. So I thought, whatever I did, I went into fruit and veg. In the end, I had one of the biggest fruit and veg suppliers together.
Wow.
I was I learned a nice.
You really are Leapy Lee.
I was leaping from job to job.
You were leaping from job to job.
I've never had the ego that stopped me doing other work. I can assure you.
Well, you make a living, haven't you? So we're going to talk about, because it is Mallorca life. What brought you to Mallorca? When was the first time you ever experienced Mallorca?
Well, I got to the end of. I've been 8 years in Saudi Arabia, and I love the sunshine. I always follow the sun, mate.
Yeah,
Always
me too,
follow
me
the
too.
sun. And I didn't want to go back to England because they'd treated me so badly.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And there wasn't much opportunity for me there. It might have been if I'd looked hard, but I didn't fancy that. So I found a friend of mine who'd moved to Mallorca, and he opened. His name was Jeff Kenyon, who you may remember. He opened the first bar in restaurant in the port, Puerto Patel. What's the one on the left?
Wellies. Wellies,
yeah. He opened Wellies. Call it Wellies.
Yeah, I think I worked upstairs for Jeff before he passed away.
There you go.
Yeah, he had Wellies for about 20 or 30 years.
He was my oldest friend. I had him in Jeddah. He was in Jeddah for years with me. But he went and he came here.
Yeah, Wellies was the place to be in Portals. It's been taken over by Cappuccino now, but it was the people watching.
It was the place.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Anyway, I phoned him up and I said, I don't know what to do, Jeff. I don't know where to go. He said, come to Mallorca. I said, what, kiss me quick hats?
Yeah.
I said, you must Mallorca.
Was that the reputation?
And I'll never forget what he said to me. He said, Leapy, he said, I'll tell you one thing. He said, Mallorca is the best kept secret of the Mediterranean. And this was 42 years ago.
Yeah.
Because it was all happening here, you know, we were moving in the top echelon.
Yeah.
And so I said, okay, I'll give it a try. And frankly, I've never found anywhere better.
Yeah.
I've looked.
Yeah.
Thought, I did then. Excuse me, not anymore now, of course, because I'm too old. But at the time, I was only just trying it out. I thought, let's see what happens.
Did you move straight to the Calvia region at that point as well?
Yeah, I opened a big 5 locales in San Calio.
What pubs? Bars and stuff?
Oh yeah.
Wow. So you had a bit of money and you wanted to invest?
I had a lot of money.
Wow.
I had a great big place there. I was the first singing bar here, apart from Spanish.
And which one was that?
British.
Which one was it?
There was a couple on pianos, and I remember Kenny. And
where was it? Where was the bar?
It's called Curtains. It was right opposite the San Calio Hotel. That whole corner was the Salvation Army, got the other corner. I went down as far as that. Right. They weren't there then. And that whole corner, which was my about 5 locales, enormous. And but I opened in the recession. They had a recession there at that time. In 1983, I think, or whatever it was. Yeah, something like that. And they had a recession. And there were people being photographed in Magaluf in the gutter. There was rioting in Magaluf and everything. So people didn't come that far. They didn't spread out as far as me. You know.
So you've made something
this
really
was no
good.
place where we're sitting now. We look at a lovely beach in Palma Nova. But in fact, there was no beach at all. That was about.
I'm just going to turn this around and show you what we're talking about. This is our view at the moment.
You could lay down there and against that wall, and the sea would be lapping at your feet.
Right.
There was about 12 foot, I suppose, of beach. Then they decided to put the beach in some years ago now, and it changed everything.
Yeah,
it changed the whole place. It's now a very popular area. This Palma.
Beautiful beach, isn't it?
It wasn't then. Yeah. There was no beach. And anyway, and I opened that, and so I thought, well, we weren't doing very well. There was nobody here. So I started doing my flying curry service on a Thursday. And that was when I invited acts. There weren't many acts.
I've heard of that.
People used to play the guitar.
I've heard of that.
And yeah, and I invited them along. I used to give them a free curry and free drinks if you'd give us 15 or 20 minutes, you know what I mean?
That's all right.
So they started working for that. Everybody was very happy with that, especially in the winter.
Yeah.
And all the locals used to come out. It used to be absolutely heaving. One day, 6 days nobody, one day you couldn't get into the place. You literally couldn't get into the place.
Makes you wonder why people aren't trying ideas like that here in the winter, isn't it? It's crazy. Like, you know, there's people like me and you sitting around, and we could go out. We'd probably sing for a curry.
Don't ask me. I did actually start it in Santa Ponsa. I opened Leapy's bar. And we were doing it. Well, we were doing exactly that same thing.
Right.
Inviting acts to come and eat
and
drink. You know what I mean? Everybody was a bit skint. You know what I mean?
Of course, in the winter.
And we were packed. And then the hotel up the road opened up and complained about the noise.
Oh.
And of course, I needed a machine, didn't I?
Calvia's biggest
That was
problem.
the end of me. That was the end of it. That was the end of it. They cut me out. I couldn't karaoke. I couldn't do anything at all. No.
Without a limiter, without a license.
The limiter was so bad that I couldn't play my funny little tape recorder thing behind the bar. That was too loud.
Yeah, all right.
We were dead.
For such a...
I lost 40 grand, I might add.
For such a popular place, Calvia's got such strict music licenses, hasn't it?
Oh, it's diabolical.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. The only trouble is, you see, people do take liberties, because if there's no law, then people start putting it out so loud that it kills everybody. You know, they put their speakers out on the terrace and turn them up. The person next door does the same thing and turns it up. They turn theirs up before you know where you are. You can't hear anything. It's that screaming music. And that, you know, I agree with the limiters, but they must be high.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Midnight, the limiter kicks in, drops you down a little bit. 1 o'clock, it drops right down, and then that's it for the rest of the night. But up to then, it should be loud enough to at least hear it.
Of course.
At least hear it.
So, I remember seeing you on a couple of UK TV shows. I think I've got the names here. It was Passport to the Sun and OAP's Behaving Badly. What can you tell us about those shows?
That one. No, Passport to the Sun was very popular. We had, I got mobbed in the airport with Passport to the Sun. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I swear to God, I couldn't believe it. In Gatwick Airport, I got out, I walked into the restaurant, and suddenly the whole table was surrounded with people. Passport to the Sun,
so it just basically it brought your popularity back again. It was like
well back.
If you were sort of dwindling, it kind of like
it did. It did, but it was for a different reason.
For a different reason, yeah. Were you just talking about your life and living in the sun, basically? Is that what it was about?
Well, Passport to the Sun. You know, they followed what they did there. It was the first reality show. It was the first. They followed people. They followed people at
Were they watching you singing as well?
Oh yeah, they followed my flying curry circus. I used to get heaving. I used to get people phone me up from the UK and say, "We're coming over in July. Can we book for 12 people? Can we book for 15
Brilliant.
people?" That's business. That's doing it right. And no, it's terrific. And Passport to the Sun was wonderful. And then we ran for 4 years, you know.
Was it that long?
Yeah, 4 seasons.
Daft question, but do you get paid for that? Like, do you get paid for being on the TV, or is it just the publicity?
It was so lucrative, the flying curry and the work I was getting, everything. And I didn't care, and they were nice people.
Did that make extra venues find you as well?
On the 4th year, they decided to change everybody. And I said, what do you mean change everybody? Well, my boy over Mike Elvis, what's his name?
Jones.
Mike Jones, bless him. They brought him over instead of me. They said, well, we'll change the act over, we'll have a different act.
I didn't know he was on that.
They changed everybody. They changed the pub, and I said, you must be mad. Why are you changing? People are tuning in because it's like a domestic review. It's like a thing bullshit, like Coronation Street. You know, everybody was interested to see how everybody was getting on.
Have you got the footage from that anywhere?
Yeah, I've got all of them.
Oh, brilliant.
Well, my children were born on it. They took that live. They waited for that. And we had 20 million viewers a month.
Amazing.
20 million.
So kind of made your family famous as well.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
20 million a month, and then they decided to change it, put a new producer in, and the producer. I said, well, the kids are 2 years old now. At least do their birthday party. Oh, all right, we might do that. So they did. You know, they didn't like me at all. They didn't want to know about me, and I'd been the main one in it, really. And so they did that, and I said, well, you know. So anyway, she phoned me up, the producer, at the end when it went out in January or early February. It went out. She phoned up and said, we've had more viewers than we've ever had before. I said, yes, of course you have. They're all wondering how everybody's getting on from the last one.
Exactly.
They lost it the following year. Oh. Lost it. Closed it down.
Well,
idiots.
Yeah, I mean, that's entertainment for you. You're easily replaced. You're easily changed. And OAPs, was that a bit more cheeky, a bit more fun? Because I think I saw that one.
In the Canaries, that was. Oh no, I was with Bettina. I love Bettina.
I remember seeing that and finding that funny.
Oh yeah.
Because I didn't see the first one, but I'd love to see a copy of it.
I know, yeah. Oh, Bettina, bless her heart. I still talk to Bettina. She was lovely. Well, I don't talk to her anymore, but you know, she made it a laugh, and but it wasn't good for me.
Is it still up on YouTube somewhere? Can you catch it somewhere? Yeah.
It wasn't good for me.
So, one question I want to ask you, because obviously being a songwriter myself, obviously I've never had a hit yet. I've got to be optimistic. do you make any money from royalties from your
I
previous
still get
season?
royalties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you?
Not a lot, a few £100 a month, that's all right. You know.
Because I looked on Spotify and I saw you had 20,000 active monthly listeners. Obviously, I can't see what you've got on Amazon and iTunes and all that, but yeah, as long as you're still making something, that's all right.
Comes in.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you got any plans to write any more? I know you did
Pushes the pension up a bit.
Exactly. I noticed you did the Christmas song last year.
Yeah, that did very well. Got to number 9 in the Heritage charts out of the top 100.
Brilliant.
It's not bad. 9 out of 100.
I was listening to you before on Spotify and that one came on and
Yeah.
I was listening. It did put a smile on my face. It
Yeah.
was, so another question is, has there been or is there an autobiography on you?
Well, I've written 3 books, yeah.
You've written 3. Released?
Oh, yeah. I've sold about 5,000, I think.
So 3 parts of your life story,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. But it finishes when I come here. I can't write things when I come here because there's too many of them still alive.
And where can you find those books? Just online?
Yeah, Amazon.
Amazon, just
Yeah,
search.
Amazon,
Okay.
yeah.
Another question is, I think this is an important one. How is your health at the moment? How are you feeling?
Good at the
generally?
moment. I've had a few things. I've got a pacemaker. I've got bits and pieces that they've.
I heard something about your brain or something. There was
I had a brain bleed and a liver
Yeah.
bleed a couple of years ago.
were you in hospital in a bad way?
Oh,
with that one?
yeah, yeah.
Was it touch and go?
I'm not sure.
You don't-
Touch and go,
you don't know.
I mean, I was quite happy to lay there, really. I wasn't happy to lay
Yeah,
there.
right.
I wasn't
But that's fully recovered.
deteriorating. I wasn't deteriorating.
Yeah, that's
so-
recovered. Everything's okay with that now. As far as you know.
Terrific. I'm fit
Brilliant,
as a
brilliant.
bloody fiddle now.
Good.
So off I go again. Another season coming up.
Yeah, I'll come and see you. Any plans left in Leapy Lee's future? Anything on your bucket list that you still haven't done that you've always wanted to do, or have you just done it all?
Earn about £1 million would be a nice start.
Well,
No.
maybe write the next Christmas, get your Christmas song ready for November, December, and see if you can.
No, I've got a home. I've got my daughter, my youngest daughter, still lives with me. She's as good as gold. She's got her girlfriend and herself living with me.
Great, as long as you've got people.
Port Elizabeth, I live.
Yeah,
And she's there. She just phoned me, and
that's nice.
want to know how I was. No, she keeps
Yeah, of
checking
course.
her old dad. I mean, I'd like to be. One of the problems with when you get to my age here is you can't plan a future.
Yeah,
You see, you can't say, "Oh, that's a good business to get into. I'll get into that 2 or 3 years time.
Yeah.
That'll be like, but in 2 or 3 years, I'll be 90. You know what I mean? You can't, and that is, I find that a killer almost. You know, you cannot plan the future.
exactly.
You cannot. So you just go in from day to day and try and make as much out of it as you can. I don't mean financially, I mean spiritually.
Of course,
financially
yeah.
as well, but spiritually.
Well, I do believe with you definitely, and obviously myself as well, we're definitely in the right place, because if you want to enjoy the later years of your life, it's much better to be somewhere like Mallorca.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's a hard place to make money in the winter, but on a whole, it's a beautiful island.
Oh, I never found anywhere else.
Yeah, it's a great place to live.
I never found.
And obviously, most of the people that I've met, including yourself, it seems to attract a certain type of person. There's a lot of nice people who do come here.
Oh, expats
Yeah.
are okay. The expats here, they all enjoy the sunshine, and they don't really want to live in the UK. I should think everyone in their right mind wants to live in the UK.
for obvious reasons.
There's a lot do want to live in the UK,
Yeah.
but that's like not the sort I would want living next door to me. So I'm very happy here. From where I am, sun's shining now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been a bit blowy, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a bit blowy today, but it looks like it's on the
Gorgeous.
it's on the mend now. Well,
Looking forward to the spring.
yeah,
Primavera.
I'm just going to say that thank you so much for chatting today.
It's a pleasure.
We've covered some great things. I just want to ask for anybody watching today, if you've got any plans for spring, summer 2026, and where can we find out any more information about you? Do you have a YouTube channel yourself? Do you have a website? Or is everything just...
For me?
Yeah.
I thought you were just talking generally.
No.
I've got a Leapy Lee fan club.
Fan club?
That's on Facebook.
All right, Facebook.
Yeah.
So you can definitely add Leapy. You don't mind people adding you on Facebook?
Not at all.
Joining and everything, yeah?
There in the slightest, you know.
Yeah. So basically, thank you very much, Leapy.
Pleasure,
Been
Paul.
a pleasure
Thank
talking
you. Come
to
and
you.
see Paul as well. He's good.
Thank you very
He's
much.
good and all.
Thank you for watching Mallorca Life, and if you have enjoyed it, please subscribe, and we'll be doing more great videos soon. Thank you, Leapy, and thank you from me. Cheers.
God bless.
Bye. So this was our location for today's video: Morocco Lounge and Roof Bar, adults only, Fergus Hotel. So absolutely thoroughly recommend it. Lovely staff, absolutely wonderful. And yeah, this is the Fergus style Palmanova, and it's open in winter, open all year round. Absolutely beautiful, wonderful hotel. So thoroughly recommended for Mallorca Life.